All right, people. So we just had three, or I think it was five police officers killed, 12 injured, uh, or like five out of the 12 that were injured were killed, something like that. Point is, a lot of police officers were injured or killed last night. And I mean, what is there to really say about this other than, I mean, obviously it's a heinous act. It's a pretty bad thing that went down there. And it just highlights the racial divide that's being created by people like George Soros funding Black Lives Matter. People might say Obama is a good leader for the black people, but I mean he is really the one, and his administration's the one really that is bringing down the rate. He's creating a more of a racial divide, and he's making it seem like, and many Democrats are trying to push the narrative that, oh my God, police are racist against black people. White people are so racist and black people are so discriminated against. And then therefore you got fucking idiots going out there and killing cops, killing white people. Because they're trying to make it seem like, oh, blacks are so discriminated against, white privilege, all this bullshit. And I mean, just look at our country. Fucking, the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964, people. We have a black fucking president. We had a black attorney general. We have many black members in our fucking government, in prominent fucking positions. So how those people get there, huh? Oh yeah, a lot of white people voted for those people. So obviously we don't have a racist country. We don't. That's just I know some people might not want to hear that. I know especially some black people might not want to hear that a vast majority of people in this country, no, they're not racist, they're not homophobic, they're not sexist, they're not misogynistic, they're not xenophobic. I could go through all the fucking lies pushed by the left there to call people, racist, sexist, etc. if they don't agree with the liberal viewpoints. I mean, a lot of people on the far left will, just throw out those words like they're fucking. Somebody made a good point. I believe it was Trump's son-in-law made a good point about how people are just calling Trump racist and sexist. That really illegitimizes then if you call an actual racist a racist. That's kind of taking away the meaning of the word. Like to a real racist or a real sexist. It's really, taking away what that word really means now. Because now if I always see somebody calling people racist now, and then you have to question whether that, that person's really racist or that group's really racist, because you can't trust when some people call some people racist now because the word's been it's been used wrongly. So I mean, there was clearly an attempt to divide people in this country, divide and conquer. To have people fighting within themselves, to put blacks against white, people against cops, rich against poor, etc., men against women, to create all this infighting between humans, so that we don't get mad at the government officials who are actually fucking up our country, or we don't get mad at the global elite. We're too busy fighting with each other to realize that, hey, people like Barack Obama, people like George Soros are the ones trying to bring this country down, the ones who are pushing this racial divide. So people are too fucking dumb to realize that. Again, the black people should be mad at Obama, but they're not. Why? Because he's black. That's just a fact of the matter, people. If you had a Republican white guy in there doing the same thing Obama was doing, you better believe he would be fucking attacked. So, I mean, it's just sad, too, to see, how much our country is divided and people are falling for the bullshit. How like I said, George Soros is funding Black Lives Matter. So many people are, believing the lie that, And the thing is, too, Black Lives Matter makes it into a racial issue. Police brutality is a problem. Yes, there are many cops who are bad, bad people. Many cops who abuse their power. Many cops who even kill people unjustifiably. But Black Lives Matter just covers the black people who are killed. That's why people say all lives fucking matter. If a white person, boom, is gunned down by a cop unjustifiably, that matters. But they don't cover that. You know, that's Black Lives Matter is a fucking racist group because they only cover the police brutality instances of black people. They don't talk about white people. All lives matter. Imagine if, like, White Lives Matter came out, you know, a White Lives Matter group came out and said, oh, you know, those black people being killed by cops unjustifiably, that doesn't matter. It's just about the white people. You know how much that group would be attacked by the media? Oh, but just because it's blacks and it's a minority, it's a great group and shit. And then, like, you got lunatics shooting cops now. And it's not just today, or it's not just last night. This has been happening for quite a while now. I mean, we've had instances of cops being shot. You know, just fucking lunatics walking up to them and boom, just shooting them. And I'm watching, like, CNN, and they're like, one of their pundits, one of their fucking vultures in the media, that's what I like to call them. They're like bottom feeders. He's like, oh, well, there's too many guns in this. Shut the fuck up. See, they're always trying to make it about gun control. So, this is just a result of the racial divide. There's not much more to say about it than this. I'm probably going to make a video talking about the Alton Sterling shootings, talking about was that shooting justified or not, and also talking about, much like I talked about in this video, the racist roots of Black Lives Matter and how they make police brutality into a racial issue. And everything in this country is being made into a racial issue, which is bullshit. I mean, just everything is, when it deals with black people, when it deals with Mexicans, when it deals with Muslims, all racist, sexist, misogynistic, everything. I mean, it's just ridiculous how, again, the word racist is being skewed to mean things it's not. So, obviously a very sad situation went down here, and it's very sad. So there you go, people.